Before you keep going, stop for a second. This message is not landing in front of you by accident. It is for the person who has been strong for too long, quiet for too long, and tired in ways most people never truly notice. There is someone who does not look at you like a puzzle to solve, a prize to win, or a feeling to chase for a moment, and then forget. They look at you and feel something deeper. They sense the weight you carry. They notice the pressure you hide. And instead of stepping back, they feel pulled closer. They want to stay near you. They want to support you. They want to make life softer for you, without forcing you to explain every wound. If you have ever wondered whether this kind of love is real, stay with this. Do not click away yet, because what comes next may reach a part of your heart that has been waiting a very long time to feel seen. Not everyone will make it to the end of a message like this. Some people leave when truth gets too close. But if you are still here, that matters. It says part of you is listening. Part of you knows there is something here worth hearing. This kind of love does not enter with noise. It does not demand attention. It arrives quietly, yet when it is real, it changes everything. If you are tired of confusing love, mixed signals, and people who only come close when it is easy, then keep reading. This person wants to marry you, but not for shallow reasons, not for looks, not for status, not because they need someone to fill a hole inside them. They want to marry you because your heart moves them, your strength moves them, your silent battles move them. And the more they see what you have carried alone, the more certain they become that they want to stand beside you, not for a moment, but for real. They notice the face you show the world, the calm tone, the steady way you keep going even when your spirit feels worn thin. They see how you push forward when no one understands how heavy things really feel. And instead of being scared by that truth, they respect it, they admire it, they care even more because of it. Their love is serious, quiet, steady. It does not need a stage. It does not need applause. It simply stays. They notice your smile, yes, but they also notice the pauses between your words. They notice when your energy shifts. They notice when you say, "I'm okay." But your eyes tell a different story. And each time they see that, the same thought rises inside them. I want to be the place where this person can finally rest. I want to help carry what they have carried alone for far too long. If that touches something inside you, keep going, because it gets deeper. When they picture a future with you, they are not only thinking about a beautiful wedding, perfect photos, or what anyone else might say. They are thinking about real life. Slow mornings, hard evenings, the days when your thoughts get loud, the days when old memories return out of nowhere, the stressful days, the empty days, the moments when you feel drained before the day even begins. They imagine being there for all of it, not just the bright parts, not only the happy version of you, all of it. They want to honor your heart, protect your peace, and help you breathe easier little by little. Stay with this part because many people miss the real meaning here. They do not want to stand outside your life and watch from a distance. They want to stand inside it with you, step by step, day by day, through healing, through hope, through the hard seasons and the soft ones too. What makes this different is simple. They are not trying to save you like you are broken. They do not see you as weak. They see your strength clearly. They see your resilience. They see someone who kept a soft heart alive in a world that was not always soft with them. And that touches them more than they can explain. So if you have ever felt invisible, read this slowly. They see more than your calm outside. They see the hidden ache behind it. They see the thoughts that keep you awake. They see the way you learn to smile while carrying sadness, disappointment, and long seasons of emotional tiredness. They notice how much you give, how often you listen, how much room you make for other people while asking for almost nothing back. And what rises in them when they see that is not fear, it is devotion. A real wish to stand next to you in a meaningful way, to share the weight, to make your load lighter in practical ways and emotional ways, to become a place where your heart no longer has to stay guarded every hour of every day. Because what people need most is not praise, not attention, not excitement that burns bright and then disappears. What people really need is to be seen fully, not the polished version created for survival, the real version, the tired version, the healing version, the hopeful version, the version still learning how to trust again. And this person feels drawn to all of it, not just the easy parts, the whole truth. That is why this love feels so different. It looks past appearance and chooses the soul. Do not skip this point. It matters more than most people realize. They do not want to marry you to gain something. They are not trying to own you, control you, or show your love off like a trophy. What they want is deeper than that. They want to care for you, protect what is tender in you, ease the strain you carry without ever making you feel small for carrying it. Their love is not rushed. It is not reckless. It moves with care. It understands that healing takes time, that trust grows slowly, that old pain does not disappear after one sweet talk or one beautiful promise. So they are willing to be patient. They are willing to stay through the process. They are willing to show up again and again until their actions say what words alone cannot fully prove. I am here. I am staying. You do not have to carry everything by yourself anymore. And listen closely, because this part is important. They do not want to take away your independence. They are not threatened by your strength. In fact, your strength is one of the very things that pulls them in. They admire what you survived. They admire that you kept your heart open. They admire the courage it takes to still believe in connection after disappointment. That is why their love is not about winning against you or standing above you. It is about partnership. They want to stand beside your strength, not over it. If you have ever known a kind of love that made you smaller, then you already know how rare this difference is. This person pays attention in ways many others never do. Most people only notice actions. They react to what they can see. But this person listens for emotion. They notice the energy underneath your words. They hear the silence inside your sentences. They catch the sadness hidden in a line that sounds normal to everyone else. They feel the shift when your spirit pulls back even a little. And instead of forcing answers out of you, they stay gentle. They stay near. Their presence speaks first. That is part of why this kind of love feels healing. It does not only respond to what you do, it responds to who you are. And if that reaches something deep in you, keep going. The next part may explain why some kinds of love never felt safe before, no matter how beautiful they looked on the surface. When love only reacts to your actions, it becomes fragile. It grows when life is easy and weakens when life becomes hard. But when love responds to what you feel, it becomes steady. It becomes safe. It becomes deep. It says you matter here, not because you are performing well, not because you are perfect, but because you are you. This person likely knows pain too. They understand that people who have carried emotional weight for years do not always need advice. Sometimes they need quiet. Sometimes they need room. Sometimes they need someone who can sit beside them without trying to fix every second. This person wants to be that steady presence in your life. They imagine a relationship where joy and sadness can exist side by side without fear. A relationship where laughter and healing live in the same room, where hard days do not threaten the bond. They deepen it. If part of you still hopes someone could want to marry you for your heart, not for control, stay with this thought. They imagine a future that feels peaceful instead of confusing, not full of guessing, not full of emotional games, not full of uncertainty, peaceful, grounded, real. They think about ordinary days with you, and somehow those ordinary moments feel sacred to them. A cup waiting for you in the morning. A message in the middle of a busy afternoon. A quiet talk after a long day. A hand on your shoulder when your mind gets loud. They imagine sharing the load instead of counting who gave more. They imagine solving problems together instead of turning into enemies when things get hard. They imagine building a life where both people feel supported, respected, and understood. That may sound simple, but simple does not mean small. Sometimes simple is the deepest thing. So stay with me here. This is where the message starts becoming very real. They are not dreaming about perfection. They are dreaming about consistency, about staying present, about remaining connected even when life gets complicated, about building a home where both hearts can relax. That is what makes this vision powerful. It is not fantasy. It is presence. It is commitment. It is choosing each other over and over, not only in exciting moments, but in ordinary ones too. Real love is not proven only by big gestures. It is revealed in daily actions, in patience, in loyalty, in understanding, in the decision to remain kind when life becomes hard. This person wants to offer you that kind of love, not because they think you need rescuing, not because they believe you cannot stand on your own, but because they see someone worth standing beside, someone worth building with, someone worth protecting, someone worth loving in an honest and lasting way. And the more they understand your story, the stronger that desire becomes. They see the scars you rarely explain. They see the disappointments that taught you to be careful. They see the moments that trained part of you to expect less than you deserve. But they also see something beautiful that never fully disappeared. They see hope. They see kindness. They see a heart that still wants connection after everything it has been through. That is what they treasure most. Not perfection, reality. Because in a world where many people hide behind masks, your honesty stands out. Your endurance stands out. Your willingness to keep going stands out. And every time they notice those things, they become more certain about what they want. Not temporary affection, not a passing romance, not something that fades. The second life becomes difficult. They want something lasting, something genuine, something built carefully over time. A partnership where both people can grow, a bond where both people can heal, a future where both people feel safe enough to be fully themselves. And when they imagine that future, they imagine it with you. Not because life would suddenly become easy, but because they believe some people are worth choosing completely. In their heart, you are one of those people. They imagine the kind of silence that feels comforting instead of heavy, the kind of home where your nervous system can finally slow down because love no longer feels like something that could disappear at any moment. They want to solve problems with you, not against you. They want to create daily routines that help both of you feel secure. They want the real life, not only the exciting highlights, and that says so much because surface-level love gets excited by the peaks. Real love prepares for the everyday. It asks, how can I make this person's life easier? How can I protect their peace? How can I become someone they never have to beg for consistency from? That is the future they see with you. Stable, loyal, peaceful, still warm, still passionate, but deeply grounded. And if you are still here, maybe part of you already knows that stability is not boring at all. Stability is beautiful. Stability is what lets a wounded heart finally exhale. They can tell that much of your pain did not come from one single event. It came from being misunderstood again and again, from giving deeply and receiving little back, from staying loyal while others stayed unsure, from hoping someone would choose you clearly and fully, only to meet distance, confusion, or changing feelings. They see how exhausting that has been. They understand how it taught part of you to prepare for disappointment before it even arrives, to keep one part of yourself guarded, to keep one foot close to the exit. They understand why you became careful, why you do not always say what you need, why trust feels expensive, Why being chosen can still feel hard to believe even when you want it so badly. And instead of judging those guarded parts of you, they meet them with kindness. They are not asking you to become easier to love. They are asking for the chance to love you honestly, through actions that match words, through reliability that removes doubt instead of creating more of it. Keep reading, because this next turn is where everything begins to shift. They do not want you awake at night wondering where you stand. They do not want you shrinking yourself just to keep peace. They do not want your heart learning another lesson about being left behind. They want to love you in a way that teaches your body something new. That closeness can feel calm, that consistency can be real, that love can stay. But this kind of love asks something from you too. Not right away, not harshly, not on a deadline. But in time, it will ask for something that may feel scarier than pain itself. It will ask you to let it in. Not the polished version of you, not the highly capable version who handles everything alone. The real version, the healing version, the one that still gets afraid, the one that still expects love to leave the moment it starts feeling safe. This love will stay patient, but it will gently invite you to stop preparing for its ending. Because pain teaches people to do that. Pain teaches us to expect loss before love has even settled in. It teaches us to hold back, to love halfway, to keep part of ourselves untouched so we will not break if someone leaves. But this person is not getting ready to leave. They are getting ready to stay. And that changes everything. It changes how your body feels around another person. It changes what a quiet evening means. It changes what silence sounds like when no one is using it to punish you. It changes how deeply you rest when the person beside you wants nothing from you except your honest truth. So hear this clearly. Safe love may feel unfamiliar at first. It may even feel strange. But strange does not mean wrong. Sometimes strange only means new. And new can become the beginning of real healing. If this is speaking to your heart, do not leave now. The next part may be the one that stays with you long after this message ends. The deepest healing rarely happens in total isolation. It happens inside safe connection, inside a bond where you are seen without being judged, supported without being controlled, and loved without being managed. That is what this person wants to give, not perfection, not a fantasy with no hard days, but true presence, honest care, a steady heart beside yours through every season. They want to know the full truth of who you are, your past, your fears, your quiet wins, your habits when you are exhausted, your silence when you feel overwhelmed, your softness when you finally feel safe enough to stop pretending. And none of that makes them back away. It brings them closer. Their love is quiet, but it is not weak. It is strong, the way roots are strong. It does not need to be loud to be real. It grows slowly. It stays steady. It lasts. It shows itself through small things that end up meaning everything. Checking on you without being asked. Remembering what drains you. Protecting your peace when you are too tired to ask for help. Helping in ways that do not feel like debt. Making life lighter in ordinary moments. These things may sound small to people who have never carried much, but they are not small to a heart that has been carrying too much for too long. That is why this kind of love can feel life-changing. Not because it is dramatic, but because it is dependable, and dependable love is rare. They are drawn to your strength, but not because they want to test it. They are drawn to it because it tells the story of what you survived. They know you made sacrifices. They know you swallowed pain and kept moving. They know there were days when you held yourself together with nothing but quiet faith and pure determination. And they want to become the kind of person who makes your load lighter, not heavier. They want home with them to feel like relief. They want rest to become normal for you, not something you earn only after complete exhaustion. They want to notice your tiredness before you even say a word. They want to share responsibilities without resentment, To love you in practical ways that protect your spirit. This is not performative love, it is lived love. The kind that appears in everyday moments and stays long after excitement fades. They understand that vulnerability is not weakness. They understand that letting someone close is one of the bravest things a person can do. And they want to be worthy of that trust every single day, not only when it is easy. If this is touching something deep inside you, do not ignore it. Sometimes the heart recognizes truth before the mind can explain it. Stay with that feeling. Listen to it. There may be a reason these words are reaching you the way they are. They imagine marriage not as one big event, but as a shared life built through thousands of faithful moments, waking up next to you in peace, holding you when old pain returns without warning, being the calm voice when your thoughts get crowded, being the steady hand when life suddenly feels too heavy. They picture the quiet miracles, shared routines, warm silence, a glance across the room that says, "I am with you," a home that feels like safety instead of tension, a love that does not disappear when life gets difficult. They want to become the reason your shoulders slowly relax, the reason your breathing softens, the reason you stop feeling like you must always prepare for disappointment. Not because they promise a flawless life, but because they promise a consistent one, a caring one, a truthful one. They want to be the kind of partner whose actions answer your fears before your fears even have to speak. Stay to the end, because the last part may be the one your heart remembers most. Yes, this kind of love is rare. It takes empathy, patience, emotional maturity. It takes a heart that values peace over power and presence over performance. But rare does not mean impossible. It means precious. It means worth noticing. It means worth protecting when it finally arrives. And maybe that is why this message found you now. Maybe part of you is starting to believe that the love you once thought was too much to ask for is actually the very love that fits you best. So hear this clearly. You are not too much to love. You are not too hard to understand. You are not invisible. The love that truly wants to make your pain lighter does not arrive with chaos, confusion, and loud promises that fade later. It comes with patience, with steadiness, with a quiet choice that keeps choosing you day after day. And when that love arrives, you will not need to perform for it. You will not need to become smaller to keep it. You will not need to prove your worth over and over just to feel safe. It will stay. It will meet the strongest parts of you with respect and the most fragile parts of you with care. It will not rush your healing, but it will walk beside it. It will not erase your past, but it will stop your past from being the only thing shaping your future. Maybe that is what your heart has been waiting for all along. Not a perfect person, not a dramatic rescue, just someone real, someone steady, someone whose love feels like peace after years of noise. If these words reached something deep in you, hold on to that feeling. Let it remind you that the love you need is not fantasy. It is possible. It is real. And somewhere, maybe even now, there is a heart choosing you quietly, carefully, and with every honest intention to stay.